Hey, so I was speaking to a friend the other day about goal setting, and something came up that really stuck with me. We were talking about how we know a lot of men who are constantly setting big, scary goals. But instead of feeling inspired, they end up feeling overwhelmed. And more often than not, they walk away from those goals, feeling that they have failed. And like they couldn't just live up to that standard that they set for themselves. And it got me thinking back to April 2016. Because at that time I was chasing two goals. One was my PhD and the other one was Kokoro Camp. Both of these took years to achieve and both were serious tests of character, and honestly both were about proving something to myself. Kokoro on the one hand was amazing. It changed how I lived my life. It's a 52-hour non-stop training camp and it's run by active duty as well as retired Navy SEALs in California, and I had to embrace hard workouts. I sought out challenges everywhere. I literally took sandbags with me on a day out to the zoo with the kids just so I could extra train. And it taught me how to visualize success. It taught me about micro goal setting, and it made me physically as well as mentally much stronger. It just made me want to become better. But on the other hand, there was a PhD, and that was a bit different. There were valuable lessons, of course. I learned a lot, but it just didn't change me the way that Kokoro did. And that was because I just had to muscle through the whole way. I had to prove something to myself more than anything, but if I'm being honest, I just didn't enjoy the journey, and I think that's key. Because if you're setting audacious goals, and I'm all for that, then there's what I'd suggest to make sure it's an actually good goal for you. So the first is get objective feedback from trusted friends. We're often way too hard on ourselves, and other people know and they love us and they can see strength in us that we might not even recognize. Let them help you see if it's a goal you need to pursue. Is the person who achieves that goal already in you, or do you need to go on this transformative journey? And the second thing is realize that goals might take a long time, years even, and that's okay. The key is though to enjoy the journey. Make sure that the process itself is meaningful to you and not just the outcome. And the third thing is journal and reflect often. Ask yourself, why am I chasing this? What am I trying to become? Who am I trying to become at the end of that? Because having clarity during the process is going to make all the difference. And the fourth one is don't let comparison rob you. We're constantly bombarded with other people's highlight reels, especially on social media, that makes it easy to feel behind or like you're just not enough. But remember this quote from Naval. Self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. Focus on becoming better today, becoming the kind of person who naturally achieves your goals. Get excited by the journey, fall in love with the process, and wherever you can, help others along the way. Until next time.